So, not quite finished this one yet. I've ran out of switches. Well, I need a special switch, which I can't find yet, but it will exist. Yeah, so this is the turbo lover, which obviously Jen painted at one point, and I put silly pickups in it. So I put more in it, and I put the pickups in, and I was sitting there trying to work out the best way of doing it. And ideally, what I want is you got to be able to listen to every pickup on its own. So that kind of just knocked out the possibility. I was thinking of having 2 lever switches, but things get a bit confusing. So basically I just went for 5, each one got its own switch on it, an on-off reverse phase switch. So the combinations of what it does is pure stupid, insane amounts. I don't know. Each one's got 2-3 states, and then there's 5 of them. So any combination of them, it's hundreds of sounds, I'm pretty sure. I will at one point work it out, because obviously it makes a difference whether, mind you, if they're all in phase. Well, the bridge pickup doesn't have a phase on it, it's just got an on. So, but if you start at the neck, you get a lipstick pickup. Or you can have a mini humbucker. Or you can have a strat pickup. Or you can have a tele neck pickup that's there. Or you can have a Gretsch p90. Or, so I mean, to be honest, even just having a 5-way rotary switch would give you 5 pretty different sounds. There's obviously quite a lot of you know, you'd like to ideally, if you've got like a bridge and a neck pickup, you adjust the heights of them to make them balance. You're never balancing 5 completely different types of pickup. The only type of pickup it isn't in, it's a normal humbucker, actually. But obviously you've got, so there's the bridge pickup, and then if I add in the tele pickup, which is now hum cancelling. So the thing that the switch that I can't quite get yet is I want a switch. These are all in parallel, right? Like the way a Strat's wired. I want to be able to have a switch. I'm going to call it the turbo switch because it's a turbo lover that puts it in series. So you can have each pickup feeding into each other, which means you'll end up, obviously, with all of them on in series, you'll end up with an insane muddy mess that's completely unusable. Maybe. Well, no, it will be a complete muddy mess, but it might be really usable because it'll do sounds that no other guitar's ever done. This guitar obviously does guitar sounds that no guitar's ever done before. There's probably a reason for that, but that's not the point. It does do it. So there's these 2 on in parallel, but you've obviously got I've got it in phase as well. So there, so far we've gone through 3 sounds using 2 of the switches. So you can turn that one off and put on the middle pickup. Then it is, so that's the bridge and the middle in parallel and in phase. Bridge and middle in parallel, out of phase. The reason I wanted to do the phase switches was partly to do with the fact that I didn't have enough on-off switches to do it. I didn't have enough on-off switches. But if it's getting a bit muddy, you could have all the pickups on and start subtracting things. That was interesting. So basically we're only on that one. So now we can have the tele pickup on as well. So these 2 in phase, this out of phase. Yeah. Tele on, or tele out of phase. Now it's out of phase. So all 3 on in phase, you start getting that muddiness thing going on. I suppose we'll add in the mini humbucker as well, in phase. Just the humbuckers on. I'm not going to obviously cycle through all the sounds because it'll take an hour. We're already about 5 minutes. I'm not even a tenth of the way through. So there's just the mini humbucker on its own. Then you add on the bridge pickup. you make the mini humbucker in reverse phase. And then you get the neck pickup and the lipstick and the P90 in phase and in parallel. Out of phase. And then just all of them on. All of them on, in phase. Mini humbucker out of phase. The mini humbucker's quite powerful. What if I just make the strat pickup out of phase? It doesn't sound unlike just having a lot of these sounds are very like what you get on a varitone. Because I suppose all you're really doing is taking a sine wave and then filtering it, really, which is kind of what you're doing, putting all the pickups on. But if I just see this is the tongue, I'll put a bit of just it's kind of reacting a little bit like that Watkins Rapier I had, where the distortion makes a huge dip, it levels out the pickups a little bit, you know, rather than being such a huge jump between them all. So the lipsticks now, then the humbucker, mini humbucker. Humbucker and bridge. That's now them all on, which is, as you can hear with a bit of distortion, it's not quite as muddy. hold on. There's a tone control as well. Does that work? Probably not on that sound. So I've got all the pickups on, I might as well put on all the distortion pedals, yeah? Yeah, so 4 distortion pedals, 5 pickups. So that's every pedal I've got on apart from one. Turn on the last one. Alright, okay. The last one was the tuner. Obviously when I turned off the guitar, that was what was making the sound. Obviously what sounded like a really muddy and not that and quite distorted sound earlier on with the rat pedal, after having 4 pedals on, this sounds just clean, isn't it? Almost jazzy. yeah, so there we go. So, I mean, to be honest, it's probably got enough switches. Obviously, I need to put something in the hole here. If I can find myself an 8p DPD, 8p DT switch, might exist. I found a 4p DPD one, so I had that in it, and I was thinking that I can do some series switching, but obviously if I stick them together, because this one and this one are opposite wind. In fact, I've got a pickup sitting here that I use to test these things. So obviously the humbucker is already both. So right, so this I know is a middle pickup. So you get the bridge, which repels it. The tele pickup attracts it. The strat pickup repels it. The humbucker, half of it attracts it. Yeah. So these two make a humbucker. These two make a humbucker. These two make a humbucker. Yeah. But the thing is, I'm thinking if I can get the switch, it means you can just choose which ones you make your humbucker out of. I was looking at various industrial things to try and do it, because obviously a big stupid switch would be great on this. This is actually totally got locking tuners on it, and my favourite bit, I know there's quite a lot of things to be favourite about this guitar, but my favourite bit is the fact that I put a Dymo label on the top that says Turbo Lover, so when you're actually looking at it you can see it. Obviously that's after the Rob Halford, the Judas Priest video. If you've never seen the video for, or even heard the song Turbo Lover, check it out. And this just basically looks like something from that, kind of like a Mad Max vibe, and having the four chrome pickups and a gold pickup and 5 switches add something here. I've got a rotary switch I was thinking of putting in, but it's just what to do with it. You know, I figured that all the other ways I had of wiring it to do it were all confusing. This, okay, it's quite difficult and it does a lot of things, but it's not difficult to understand what's going on, because you've just got a switch for each pickup. Up is on in phase, in the middle is off, and down is on out of phase. So, and I didn't bother breaking into this pickup to take the earth out, so this switch will do something else. I'll probably just make it in phase in both directions, so you can use it as an on-off switch. Or I could make it a kill switch as well as a phase switch. But pretty simple stuff. So the Turbo Lover may be appearing on, because a lot of people are just, I'm quite looking forward to, I'm going to take it round to Jen's tomorrow, and she'll put a picture up of it, and then there'll be lots of people who know, they just know a lot of stuff, and will say it's photoshopped and it's fake and it'll never work, and there's too many magnets, the strings don't vibrate. What else? You know, the usual stuff where it's like it can't be done. You've just made that up. It's in. Not faking it. You can't even hear that song, it doesn't have exposed poles, but on, off, 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 on, on, on. So there you go. So yes, all the pickups are indeed, not that any of my regular viewers would think they would know. Of course I didn't. Well, I made it up. Of course it's not. There's no audio trickery going on or anything like that, like I get when I do these quite a lot. So I'm kind of looking forward to the responses Jen gets, because she gets thousands of followers, thousands of messages. People, has anyone ever seen this before? I doubt very much anyone's ever made a guitar that's got a Gretsch pickup, a tele pickup, a strat pickup, a mini humbucker, and a lipstick pickup in it. I doubt very much. It's possible, maybe, but not with an on-off phase switch each, and especially not with my super turbo switch, which it will exist. I will work out some way of doing it. I may have to pay 15 quid for a switch or something. Not really sure. Maybe even just get 2 4-point switches, or something from a circuit breaker would be pretty cool. Something of a car. Is there anything on a car that's got 8 points? Something must have 8 points. So, rock on, and I shall see you all. Well, I don't know when I'll see you actually, but I'll be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Hairy Wednesday, so there'll be a live stream if anyone's watching. If you follow Jen, I'll be on. You can actually see me live tomorrow at some point, probably. But I'll do a video. I've got a guitar to wire up. One is a little bit simpler than this. Okay, not complicated, but my God, is it fidgety, and there's not an awful lot of room sitting there putting in, because these are all phase switches, and if anyone's ever had to try to wire a phase switch, you have to wire a cross thing on it. So you've got 6 poles, you've got a cross thing on it, and then 2 of these need to have 2 things on them, an out and an earth, and then you've got to the pickup going in. Plus, obviously, the chances of getting all the pickups in phase the right way around first time were slim. Only 2 of them were wrong, but they're now fixed. And I just know that I'll have to be in this guitar again. I might even, if I'm bored later on tonight, I might just put a kill switch in there, just so that there's something in that hole. I feel there. You can't just have a hole. It's got to do something. Maybe a light bulb. Then it needs a battery. Anyway, rock on. Catch y'all later.